Hello YouTube artist. Welcome to In the Studio with Kelly Hernig. Today I wanted to share a couple books that have inspired me. Now I know you've seen the video of my concertina sketchbook where it's transformational and emotional as well. If not, I will link that video below. But this was the book that started my love for the concertina book. So I have The Flower Hunter here and The Flower Hunter here. It's the same title by Lucy Hunter. One is about the seasons. The other one is I love this, creating a floral love story inspired by the landscape. So they are two fabulous books. And I thought with Christmas coming, you know, as artists, we like to be inspired. And these are two that I reach for almost all the time. I just love the way that they're composed and they're totally different, which I really am excited about. So The Flower Hunter here, this is her first book. And this was the one that inspired my concertina book. So I just took little images of hers and transformed them into my personality, like what I saw them as and how they worked for me. And what they gave me was a sense of space and different style and a softness. And I just really love this. This book I will link below so that you know what video I'm talking about. But this little piece right here, the first piece even, it was on the very first cover. I just want to show you right inside the cover here. Here it is. This little piece right here started my journey with Lucy Hunter and The Flower Hunter. So you can see I took her little design here, but I made it my own. And that's how I'm using her books, because they inspire me to try new things, to try different positions of things, different flowers, different ways of setting. I mean, look at that gorgeous setting. I would have never thought to put like a tapestry box with a ribbon and all these little elements that I love. They're like tiny treasures that I find. And look at those backgrounds and the colors. I just really am enamored with everything that she has included in this book. So I'm going to give you just a little bitty flip through. What I want you to notice is how horizontal her designs are. This is what I was really drawn to on her Instagram page. And this is where I found Lucy Hunter, is on Instagram. I loved that all of her things were long and skinny and narrow, but then she had all this little bitty stuff down here. And I love details and little stuff, as you know, throughout my channel. So just check this stuff out at the bottom. Isn't that gorgeous? And I like how she grabs you with the flower arrangement, but it's everything else. It's the colors, it's the feeling, it's the mood, it's all the discovery, which is what I find so interesting about her. Look at this. Again, a nice horizontal display, but yet she's got other things of interest all over. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at her bookshelves here, just packed with all kinds of little tiny treasures. I love that. Don't you just dream of a room like that? I know, it's just so gorgeous. I love it. Again, these long flower setups. It was probably the first person I ever saw that did real elongated. Instead of everything tall, it was more long, and I really enjoyed that. I mean, look at this setting. Just look at this picture. I am so inspired by the irregularity of her photography that it just makes me want to paint. And when was the last time a book inspired you like that? I can open this book to any page and find something to inspire me about. That is why I'm sharing this book with you today. I mean, look at this. Not just the flowers, but look how the stems are arranged. Is that not gorgeous? Look at this watercolor palette. She's got a little journal back here. Isn't that just delicate and romantic and just pulls you in to look closer? In here, she shares about hand making a journal as well towards the back. Here she is putting things together. She paints a lot of her backgrounds, which I just find absolutely amazing. Look at this. Now again, it's got that nice horizontal line, but then she has some odd flower stems sticking up. And again, there's grapes down here and leaves and petals and standing on the urn, standing on the books. And look at over here, even on the curtain. Look at all the textures. I mean, think about just exploring the textures in this one page. She's got chippy paint up here. She's got some old shutters. She's got the sheer drapes, a ribbon. She's got some flowers. This urn looks like a cast iron urn. She's got paper books, delicate little flowers down here and petals. Look at that gorgeousness right there. And look at the tabletop. I mean, just that alone right there, just a painting of that will get you thinking differently. And that's what I like about her books, is they do stretch me. They're stretching me to find vulnerability, but they're also wanting me to have a certain looseness to my paintings that aren't just tight and really detailed. I want to capture the overall feeling of that. I want to capture the mood of her pages. I want to capture the color sense. I mean, just look at that with color. Can you imagine pulling a palette out and then creating something on your own with that palette? It's those kind of challenges. That's what books offer me. And hers are lovely for that. They always have me thinking something differently. And look at this. You can see how the white on white, see all that white in the background with hints of gold, but what do you really look at? You look at this mass of flowers here with a lot of tiny flowers for the interest, and I really am just drawn in immediately. Can you believe that page, right? It feels very fall, very autumnal, very Thanksgiving to me, since we just finished that season. But I love the darkness over here and the light here. So even if you cut this picture in half, I mean, look at that. Okay, it feels heavy and dark, but yet there's a romantic quality to her work that I really, really appreciate. And then look to this side, right? It's different, it's softer. To me, it's more clear pictured, where this side was a little moodier. But in one picture, she's given you two ways to look at it, explore it, discover it, get inspired by it. I mean, when was the last time you were inspired that way? Just gorgeous. So then it just keeps going on, and every picture is more gorgeous than the next. I mean, look at those dried flowers. I love that. She does a couple exercises where she shows you step by step making a couple different things. And in the back here, she shows you how to make a handmade journal, how to use different fibers for dyeing. I mean, look at this great picture of dyeing fabric. So she talks about that in this book. It's just really lovely. And I mean, talk about mood setting, the drama of it all. I just really love this. And then here is Objects with a Story to Tell. I love pages like this. I mean, what would that inspire you to do? How about the one below? Look at all those textures. So what would you explore first? What would you do? What would you do in your sketchbook? What would you write about? What story is that telling you, right? That's what I love about Lucy's work. Her second book, I find this a little more richer in style, and you get a lot more close-ups, which I really love. But again, it's the same feel of layering and beauty brought to the surface in a different way. I mean, look at that. Look at that beautiful scene. It's like something you would find in an old European home, but yet you could easily do that with a painted backdrop, a painting on the wall of one of your portraits. But look at that flower arrangement. Look at all the texture. See how it's It's like a little moodier and it grabs you a little differently, which is why I liked both of these books, because depending on if you want a softer feel or a moodier feel, she's got you covered. So let me ask you this. Would you ever put these elements together? Here she's got this beautiful floral. Here she's got a stack of books with a pair, and up here she has some ballet slippers. I know, right? It's like two different stories. So think about just that page alone. Doesn't it pull you in? And then think about just the floral page here. It gives you two different storylines to explore. And I love if someone can give me a shortcut to get me there faster. You're going to get really beautiful clips of things from her garden. Look at the atmosphere. Look at the drama here. I just love how they're kind of laying forward and then it goes into the cross of the table here. Isn't that just a beautiful line of movement? And then you've got this colorful painting up here. What did you notice first? Did you notice the painting? Did you notice the floral? I noticed the line. Right away it was like, wow, that really captured my attention. And I think that something that can propel you that way to find so many different ways to explore a page. And think about how you can use that kind of composition area like this in your sketchbook to draw the viewer in a different way. Like the color pops here, but it was the drama and the line for me. What was it for you? I love this page. I love this page for the color. I like this really soft pinks, these little like burnt oranges, burnt sienna colors. You've got this muted yellow, this dirty white. I just love everything about that. Look at this up close page. I love this detail because what it does is it draws me in. I'm like, oh, look at these. Are they soft? Are they dry? Are they real? Are they fake? Are they alive or are they dried? I'm looking at them for the texture. Like, how would I do that in a watercolor background where I've got that extreme dark and the light? But yet over here, you've got all this light together that's just really, really lovely. And then you've got this hanging flower here. How would I make that come through in my art? Then you've got all of this, which is just like magical with all the petals. I mean, look, you've got the dahlias, you've got some, it looks like just a daisy. You've got an open flower like a tulip here, and this little area here can keep you busy for months on end if all you wanted to do was paint different flowers and study their structure. And then here's the leaves, and here's those long flowers. So this is where this book shines, is it brings you a little closer, which I love. Look at that. Again, a gorgeous color palette. Look at that. Now, isn't it neat that she's got like something so heavy over here? It's this drapery, and then she's got a big urn, and then she's got a piece of fabric, but yet she chose to leave this over here empty for your imagination. Again, it's like a totally light page and then a more dramatic page. And I love how she kind of bridged the gap here. I like that she's got just leaves up here. I love the softness of these tendrils hanging down. And yet when you're looking at it, you're looking at so many different textures and fabric. I mean, this is like a damask fabric. This is like a ceramic pitcher, but yet she's got all these different softness of things. Here's apples. There's a couple linens back here. There's some grapes down here. So let me bring that up close. Just look at the bottom, how she scatters that. Again, the details and all these little things are just, to me, gorgeous discoveries that tell a little important story. It's not just about this. It's about why did she choose to put these down here? Would you have chosen that in your painting to add all this little fodder down here? I know, right? Those are the things that it has me asking. So you can see this is just another gorgeous book. She's got different displays. Look at the softness of this. I love when she pairs a piece of art with her floral arrangements, I mean, what do you see first? It's the drama back here, right? But then when you start looking, you see the beautiful shadow and the beautiful shape here. I mean, she chose to leave that little space between the handle there to create that little form. She's again using this table with the X, so those are negative spaces that gain your interest. And I'm trying to figure out, how can I do that in my painting? This new book is what I'm going to be exploring next year in my watercolor, because I really want it to push me to think differently. Let me bring you closer so you can see just the beauty of this. Look at that dark against the light and soft colors of this. And do you see now that picture there with the negative space? And again, look at all those fallen petals. She could have done it clean, but it's a nice chipped paint table, right? A nice wooden area. It's just gorgeous. So this is what I will be consuming next year. I cannot wait to, just look at this exploration. As you can tell, it gets my energy going, and I'm just so excited about taking her vision and letting it inspire me in a way that brings me delight and joy and just a passion to try something new. I mean, Lucy Hunter, thank you so much for giving us these gifts to explore, devour, and to find the enthusiasm and excitement to create from your photography. If you were inspired by the Flower Hunter as much as I was, please like, comment, or subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.